and to give your first alert to the threat for tornadoes and snow in the Mid-South. Now, it's a calm night tonight, looking good, dry conditions, and as a matter of fact, we had 66 for a high today in Memphis, much of the Mid-South getting into the 60s this afternoon. It is still a rather warm night across the coverage area, but I tell you what, let's give you your first alert to what we're talking about. Yes, indeed, severe storms threaten the Mid-South on Friday. That's going to be followed by a drastic drop in temperatures and the potential for snow Sunday and Monday. Let's start off with the strong storm threat. Friday morning, we're going to see a potent cold front approaching the Mid-South. A warm front moves through first, but it's that cold front that's going to drive the threat of strong to severe storms into the area. And the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, placing an enhanced risk of severe weather over much of northern Mississippi for Friday. An enhanced risk is a 3 on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the greatest threat. But Memphis and Shelby County, much of West Tennessee, and parts of eastern Arkansas under a slight risk. And then just outside of that, we've got a marginal risk of the lowest of the threat levels. What you need to keep in mind is that no matter where you are in the Mid-South, there is the threat of severe weather. But right now it looks like that sweet spot could be in northeast Mississippi. But that has prompted us to make tomorrow a first alert weather day for the entire Action News 5 coverage area. Yes, indeed, stormy threat coming into play. Can you believe it? Here we are in January, and we are looking at the threat of severe storms. Now, our main concern with this system is heavy rain. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest threat, we're giving that an 8. The wind threat, a 7. And the tornado threat, it's up there at a 5, so we can't rule out the potential for just about any type of weather, especially during the morning. So we're looking at a stormy, windy Friday morning, then a cold weekend as Arctic air makes its way in. That's followed by even colder air and snow Sunday night into Monday. And as a matter of fact, we are tracking the threat of accumulating snow likely for much of the Mid-South. Now, it's still a little too early to talk about how much snow we're going to get. Pretty confident we'll see at least an inch over most of the area, but forecast models, we really need those high-resolution forecast models to come into play to give us a better picture of how much snow and where those heavier bands will set up. So right now, we're just going to go with accumulating snow, and as we get to Friday and especially Saturday and Sunday, we'll have a better handle on how much to expect. But I do want you to expect snow to be on the ground before the day is over Monday. That makes Monday a first alert weather day as well. So back to back. Clouds and radar imagery already showing rain moving in tonight, mainly along and west of the Mississippi River. Just some showers. This is coming in out of the south and southwest, driving north. Nothing severe in there. There is a slight risk for severe weather over parts of Arkansas this evening, but no strong to severe storms yet. And this system really just starting to come together. But as we get into the overnight hours, and especially tomorrow morning, we're going to see this intensify and really pack a punch as it moves through the Mid-South. So let's talk more about it and give you your heads up and your first alert to what to expect. First alert Doppler radar showing the showers scattered back across parts of eastern Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm warning already in effect back in Russellville. That's moving to the north and east and not in our direction, as you can see this activity on the first alert Doppler radar. Some lightning strikes in there, but again, nothing severe. However, we've got a lot of warm air in place ahead of this. I think by midnight, we're going to see a more confined line that really starts to develop, especially into eastern Arkansas. And that will gradually make a push to the east. And as we get into the early morning hours, right around 5 a.m., I think this thing is really going to start to come together. And along that leading edge, this is where we could find the stronger winds beginning to develop, and there may be some pockets of rotation that develop in there as well. So the potential for the damaging wind, the heavier rainfall, and the isolated tornadoes really starts to develop while many are still sleeping. I don't know about you, but I'm not an early riser. let's talk about how the morning will play out, because as we get to around 8 in the morning, we're going to find temperatures low to mid 50s, and that's when the bulk of the precipitation really starts to make its push into West Tennessee and into northern Mississippi, the area of the Mid-South with the most volatility and instability. So the potential for some of these storms to strengthen and bring greater threats to the Mid-South, it will certainly be in place. We'll have the warm air, we'll have the winds, and then a big shot of cold air coming in behind it. So all the driving forces will be there. Now the good news, we're going to get this out of here by midday, maybe a couple of lingering showers around noon, but then skies should start to clear out as we get into the afternoon. But with the clearing sky come falling temperatures as cold air moves in behind that front, and that's going to set up the scenario for our next storm system that will come in play by the end of the weekend. But look at this, by 4, we're talking about temps in the 30s and 40s in the area. As a matter of fact, we start the morning mid to upper 50s, so by 4 in the afternoon, upper 30s to low 40s. Yeah, that cold air really rushing in, and there could even be a few flurries that develop, especially along the Tennessee River, as the coldest air starts to settle in by tomorrow night under a mostly clear sky. Rainfall potential, close to an inch or more for much of the Mid-South. As a matter of fact, Memphis on track to pick up about 1.33 inches of rainfall. Heavier precipitation likely across parts of eastern Arkansas, where those storms will set up first and kind of hang before making that push to the east. So tomorrow, again, a first alert weather day, 80% chance of rain and thunderstorms at 7 in the morning, but that rain chance drops to 20% by noon. We'll still have clouds, but we go from 56 at 7 to 53 at noon, and temperatures continue to fall with clouds gradually clearing, 43 at 3, 37 at 5, and we'll be in the mid-30s and partly cloudy at 7. Also, take a look at the winds. They're going to be shifting around to the west-southwest at about 20, 25 miles per hour with higher gust possible. So it will be windy with falling temperatures once we get these storms out of here in the morning. And the National Weather Service issuing a wind advisory for the entire area. That goes into effect at 3 a.m. and will remain until midnight tomorrow night. We could see wind gusts in the Mid-South of 40 to possibly as high as 50 miles per hour. This forecast model showing 40 to 45 mile an hour winds from the morning well into the afternoon and then tapering off as we get into the evening hours. But either way, with the strong winds and a saturated ground, we could be dealing with power outages tomorrow afternoon, and that's not good because the cold air really starts to punch in as we get into Friday night. So make sure you stay weather aware throughout the day tomorrow. Have that First Alert weather app right there at your side. If you have a weather radio, make sure it is on. It has fresh batteries and the volume is up in the event of any warnings or watches being issued. You want some notification right there, and having the First Alert weather app and a weather radio is going to help you with multiple sources and ways to get warnings and alerts. Now, let's take a look at what comes next, because as we get into the weekend, we're going to have a good day Saturday. This is going to be your day to prep for what's coming Sunday and into next week. It's going to be chilly, but we'll have sunshine Saturday with a high of 43, a west wind at about 10 miles per hour. Then clouds return Sunday, snow develops late in the day and evening, and look at that high. Only 28 degrees. Now your snow chance 40%, but that will increase in the overnight hours. So as we take a look at the long-range futurecast for Sunday, right around midday, I think we'll have clouds over much of the area, maybe some peaks of sunshine here and there, mainly to the east. But as we get into the evening, that's when we'll likely start to see snow developing to our west, and from 6 until about 10 makes a push to the south and east, bringing snow into northeastern Arkansas, northwest Tennessee, and we may even have a few flurries in the area by 10 o'clock Sunday night in Memphis. But the heavier precipitation, or the more widespread snow, will develop overnight into early Monday morning. thus the first alert for Monday, because I think we're going to be waking up to snow once again in the morning. And we could be dealing with some pretty heavy bands, especially along and south of the 40 corridor. So that snow in place, that's going to make it tricky for Monday morning. The good news we have there is Monday is a holiday, so a lot of folks have the day off. Kids, you get a snow day, but it's a holiday as well. So I think there may be enough snow on the ground to make a snowball as we get into Monday afternoon, although it may be too cold to go outside. Let's go back to the Futurecast and show you how this is going to play out, because from 6 o'clock Monday morning till about midday, the focus for snow starts to shift south from Memphis into northern Mississippi, and then it tapers as we get into the afternoon and evening hours and should push on out by the overnight hours at the very latest on Monday. And those clouds, well, they may stick around well into Tuesday. Here's what you need to know. Again, keep in mind the snow develops Sunday evening, mainly along and north of the 40 corridor, and then it slowly spreads south and east through the overnight hours. Snow is likely Monday morning, widespread over much of the area. Some afternoon and evening flurries are likely, and then the extreme cold really starts to settle in. As a matter of fact, any snow that is accumulated is likely going to stay on the ground for a little while, because we're going to go below freezing Sunday, and we will not get above freezing until possibly Wednesday or Thursday. So, the winter checklist, let's talk about it. Check on your elderly friends, neighbors, people who are sensitive to the cold. Make sure they are warm, they've got good shelter, heat is working. Also, your pets. If you have outdoor pets, it is essential that they have shelter and warm, fresh bedding. Ideally, it'd be best to bring them inside next week and give them a little break from the cold. Now, you also want to make sure you've covered all of your outdoor pipes, any exposed pipes in your home, underneath crawl spaces, and also your outdoor spigots. Make sure they are covered, because we're looking at bitterly cold temperatures coming into play next week. And clear space around your furnace and your space heaters. They're going to get a workout next week. And if you are using a space heater, make sure it is in an open space, away from curtains, furniture, and in an area that it can provide the heat, but not create a fire hazard. Something to keep in mind there. And then it's time to let the faucets drip. Yeah, let your indoor faucets drip at night, and you may even want to do it during the day for a couple of days next week. Make sure your cabinet doors are open as well. That will allow warm air to circulate around those interior pipes in your home and prevent any pipes from freezing. Well, again, I would like you to get the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app. It's free for Apple and Android products. You're going to have the hour-by-hour forecast for your specific location. And with 2 rounds of precipitation coming into play, one Friday and another Sunday night into Monday, you'll have the interactive radar, and you'll be able to track it right there in the palm of your hand. The other great thing about it, you're going to get video updates from the Action News 5 First Alert Weather team. As a matter of fact, if you go to the app right now, I just posted a video about the storms that will move through the area on Friday, and as soon as I wrap up here, I'm going to put another one on the app to give you a better timing of the snow for Sunday night into Monday. So that's great, and again, it's right there on your smartphone or your tablet. But once we get past the precipitation, we're not finished with the winter weather. Check out our 7-day forecast. Yes, indeed, first alert on Friday, first alert again on Monday, but let's focus on temperatures. I said we go below freezing Saturday or Sunday. Actually, we go below freezing Saturday night. We'll drop to 20 Saturday night. We're going to hit 28 on Sunday, 40% chance of precipitation, may even begin as a few flurries in the late afternoon or evening, but the heavier snow Sunday night into Monday, making that a first alert weather day. We're back to 20 Sunday night. We'll hit 23 for a high Monday. That's it, 23. And by the way, it's also going to be very windy. So that cold air is going to cut through you just like a knife, bitter cold coming into play. We're looking at an overnight low Monday night of 12 degrees. It is quite possible some parts of the Mid-South fall into the single digits at night. So get ready. The cold is coming. Tuesday's high only 20. It will be mostly cloudy, and there may even be a few flurries in the area on Tuesday. With a little bit of moisture to create the cloud cover, that cold air has a tremendous ability to extract moisture from the atmosphere, so I can't rule out a few flurries throughout the day Tuesday, but we're not looking at measurable snowfall there. We'll fall to 14 Tuesday night in Memphis, and then a high of only 32 Wednesday. I may be a little overly optimistic. If we've got a good layer of snow on the ground, we may struggle to hit that 32 and could remain below freezing until we get into the afternoon hours on Thursday. And I do believe we'll climb into the upper 30s on Thursday with a partly cloudy sky. But with the average high this time of year right around 50, we're still well off the mark. So stay weather aware over the next several days, and of course you can count on the Action News 5 First Alert Weather team to keep you updated on the air, on the web, right here on the digital desk, and on the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app. A lot going on. Quick recap. We've got rain and thunderstorms in the morning, a cold weekend, snow Sunday night into Monday, and bitter cold that will grip the Mid-South and hold on for much of next week. Well, that's going to wrap it up for me from the digital desk. Malik, Lydian, come here. Let them see you. They made it happen for me and for you. Thanks for your help. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. You guys stay
Thank you
safe.
for watching.
All right. Get the app. Get the app. Get the Action News 5 First Alert Weather app.
It's free.
We got work to do now.
Good job. Wonderful. We had no boo-boos, which was great for a first timer. And yeah, that went great.
Good deal. Good deal.
What do you think?
How long did we go?
I want to say that